Hi guys, welcome to episode 10 of the John and Geordie Show with Alex Wilson. Alex Wilson is a professional bodybuilder, and we dive into his story about how he ended up on the sunny coast, growing up in the Gold Coast, getting in a bit of trouble, working as a detention officer in Nauru, and it's pretty mad story. So hope you guys enjoy and like and subscribe. But with the Nauru stuff, actually. Tell us how you got into that a little bit. Like, how did that come about?
Are we live now?
Yeah, we're still going now.
But you just got me already.
Luring you into it. So what is Nauru, if anyone doesn't know?
So Nauru is a little country. It's about 21 kilometers south of the equator.
Yeah.
Approximately. And it's fucking hot. It's fucking hot there, right? So the island is also 21 kilometers in diameter. And it's a country, it's got a civilization there, and they're called Nauruans, right? And it's a country full of phosphate, which is bird shit, right? It used to be the richest country by size in the world. They had the biggest building in Melbourne. Anyway, that's going into their history. What my history there is, I was 19, I got a call from a mate saying, who I used to work in the mines with, right, doing security, saying, hey, I got a job offer, do you want it? And I'm like, what is it? He's like, overseas in Nauru, working in the refugee camps. But this camp specifically in Nauru was a processing centre, right? So they, first of all, the refugees, they come by boat from Indonesia. I'm not too sure if they fucking some sneak in. I don't think the Navy, I reckon the Navy get them all because the radar. But anyways, long story short, they go to Christmas Island. That's the detention centre, right? That's where they get held, and that's like a jail, right? After that, they get to a processing centre such as Manus Island or Nauru. And I think there's another one, but I'm not too sure exactly where that is. But I worked in Nauru. I started there when I was 19. So going back, yeah, it's processing centre. So the processing centre, what that means is they have to build a case to prove the court that they're a genuine refugee or not, right? Now, they're in all army stretchers, army tents. Just picture you're in the barracks, right? You got fucking stretchers, you got it's just hot, it's fucking sweaty, it's like a Chinese brothel in regards to hanging your clothes up, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you wouldn't want to live there, but if you are a genuine refugee, which is why they have the processing centre, you'd be happy, because if you're a genuine refugee, the meaning behind it in slang, when Aussie just whatever talk, is if you go to your country, you're going to get knocked, you're going to get shot, killed, stabbed, sliced, whatever, you know?
Yeah, these people are coming away from like war zones and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is political refugees, right? Now, the political refugees, they mainly coming from Iran, because, you know, you can go to Iran right now and you can have a good time. You can go to Istanbul. Oh, that's Turkey, sorry. You can go to Iran. Tehran is the capital there. And you can have a good time, you know. But you have to wear the shirt. You've got to follow the rules. And people are getting over that because they're seeing all this westernized stuff and we're all having fun over here, eh? So, yeah. But going back to Nauru. So I was 19, got off the plane. I was like, well, what the fuck is this? This is fucking shit. 45-degree heat, 100% humidity. I remember getting off the plane, get on another bus, or a bus, sorry, and then taken to this house. And all right, mate, just walk through that bush and just watch out for the wild dogs. I'm carrying all my shit. I'm just like, is there anyone else coming? He's like, nah, mate, new grunts are at the house 3, it was called. So I'm like, oh fuck, all right. So get off the bus, walk through, just find my way, and then all of a sudden these dogs just fucking come close. And apparently, I learnt in Thailand when I was doing kickboxing over there, so like you crouch down and pretend you're grabbing a rock, and you get a few meters gain, and you gain those meters, and then they come and creep up again, boom, grab another rock, and then by the time you get to a certain area, they'll go back and retreat to their little place they're securing, you know. So anyway, I find this guy. He welcomes me, staying in his house, all fucking the showers, you're pouring buckets of water on it. Third world country, you know, like it's a damaged country, you know. It could have been like Hawaii, but the government was corrupt with the phosphate, because phosphate was worth money selling to China. And then, stayed there. Next day, boom, straight into it. fucking refugee camp, man. It was full on. So the day shifts weren't too bad. I was just sort of just at like little checkpoints, which we call Charlie, using the phonetic alphabet. So Charlie 1 station, Charlie 2 station, Charlie 3, etc. Right, and then I was just learning the ropes, learning the phonetic alphabet, learning what to do, when to do it, how to respond to radio calls, how to respond to every SOP and every protocol there is. So let's skip that week because that was pretty crazy. Boom, first night shift, walking down at 6:15 p.m. walking down, officer. I'm like, fuck, all right. And I was just with this sort of newer guy as well. I'm like, all right, I'll go in, I'll check. Because you go in safety first for us, right? And then this guy's hanging. He's fucking hanging. So my mate, my partner, he's grabbed him. So you do a little, how to get someone hanging, right? You don't lift them. What you do is you hold the body and push forward, right? So then the body now, the rope has a bit of slack. I got my hook knife out. Are we on camera here? No?
Nah.
No, so it's just a knife and it's in a hook. So I think fishers would have them and stuff like that. But anyway, you cut the rope up and then the body will fall on your mate's shoulder, right? And then what I do, I'm trying to explain it. So like basically we do a body roll and then we crouch down and squat them down into a position, lay them down, call it in. Actually, let me go back. Before we grab them, we check the safety area. Emergency, code blue, 1 male hanging, tent 16, row 4. And then you do the action I just said prior.
Fuck. So, like, do you have any training with shit like that to, like, know what to do and, or is it like...
Mate, I was straight stuck in the deep end, brother. I was, like, literally, like, they chucked this... When we had the whole problem with the refugees, they just put this structure up just overnight, mate. It was literally just the RAF flew in, Royal Australian Air Force, with all this gear and renter fences, like 6-foot fences that you can jump over easily, until they slowly built the infrastructure, which we'll get to with what happened to that. And yeah, it was just, I just got there and everyone was ex-military. I was this 19-year-old guy, fresh out of high school, worked in the mines for like 6 months prior to going to Nauru, and I was just like, fucking, like, I could just feel the vibe, like, fucking, who's this kid? What this kid's not gonna, because they have the army mentality, you know. It's like, I love it because it's about like morale, integrity, and you look after your boys, you know. You're as fast as the slowest man, and I learnt all this stuff working there, you know. And yeah, man, it's just fucking. I was treated. I was very like fathered, you know, over there, but sometimes negative way. But then there was some good boys that really looked after me. So, yeah.
Fuck, it's intense, that is, eh?
What was the job description, like security, or when they called you, like what was the...
So initially it was, fuck, it's gone back now, bro. I think it was just infrastructure security.
Right.
Because they didn't really, there was so many corrupt shit about it because we weren't even covered by work cover. We were covered by a travel insurance company because I had a knee injury over, which I'll dive into a bit later. But yeah, I think it was like infrastructure security. But then what I did, I got into the emergency response team, the ERT, you know, so that's where all the action happened. And that was like, you know, like more of a tactical team, you know, which I liked. And yeah, we got yeah.
Do you have guns and shit as well, or were you like fucking tooled up at all?
Not guns. So in Manus Island, it was on a Navy base, so we had extra backup by the Navy officers, and they had guns and stuff. So as I was working in Nauru, I kept working, and numerous things just kept happening. You know, there was protests, there was people. I remember one day I was just doing, because I was a Romeo, which is phonetic alphabet for rover, because I was just you know on the ground, hands on, you know, ready to roll. And there was some old blokes, there was some shit kickers there, and you know they really, a few people took me under the wing and said, all right, let's train this guy because he's fit, he's young, he's healthy. He'll be good for the gig. And like I remember the next incident that occurred, I was walking down a tent line, and this guy literally grabbed like a Gillette razor. All the Iranians call them Gillettes, like a Bic, whatever, Gillette. He's got one of those razors, and he's sliced himself about 10 to 15 times across his face, his neck, fucking just like crosses everywhere, wrists. And I just get to the situation. I'm just like, compose, Alex, compose. Emergency, code blue. One male, many slices to his face. Medical attention needed. Please contact IHMS, which is International Health and Medical Services. And they're all around the world. Like, they're like sort of like the welfare for like they'd probably working in wherever the war's going on at the moment in the world. I don't really watch the news, to be honest with you, so I know it's going on out there, but...
Yeah. Over in Israel or whatever, and like, loads of places, is it?
Yeah. They just, like, International Health Medical Service, they just wear shit, like, all refugee camps, they'll be there, Probably not in Hitler's camp back in those days, but we won't go there. But, yeah, fire away more questions, bro.
Fucking hell. So the guy who's just cutting himself, why was he doing it? Is he nuts, or was he doing it to get like better treatment or something? What's the aim?
So I know what you're saying there. So there was numerous people that tried to hang himself, right? Well, I don't want to say committed suicide, because committed suicide means they're dead, yeah? So attempted suicide, we'll call it, right? So once people started to catch on to all these people attempting suicide, and the people that did a fairly good job of it, they were not to be seen anymore, right?
Right.
So what I can tell you is they were sent to Australia. What the refugees didn't know at that time is that was being that they were getting sent to Australia. But then they caught on to it because the local security guards, they'll do anything for a cigarette. They'll do anything. They get paid $6 an hour. We were getting paid fucking 50-something bucks an hour, And then, it got leaks, and then more and more hangings happened, and then they were just getting sent to Australia because the IHMS, back to what I was saying before, wasn't big enough to treat all these people, so they were getting medevac to Australia and getting put in better facilities. So they were thinking, all right, if I fucking hurt myself, if I fucking kill myself, I'll get to Australia and be put in a certain thing, or I'll die,
So what would happen when they get to Australia? Would they have like asylum, and would they get like...
Honestly, we didn't really get much information, but what I did hear in the later end, that they got treated in a normal hospital under immigration guards,
right?
Like the border patrol, the ones at the airport that we have to go through and stuff, and then they went to fucking 5-star Brisbane fucking hotels. As you see in the bottom of Southern Ireland at the moment, they're fucking having big problems. I don't know if you've watched the news, but they're in 5-star hotels. There's riots, all sorts of shit. But anyway, they were in Brisbane hotels, and then eventually Serco, the security company, they put them in their detention centres.
But it was better conditions than what they were living in.
Oh, well, they had air conditioning. They had this, like these guys literally had plywood, like thin ply. I'm not a chippy, so I don't know fucking much about that shit. But it was just a thin piece of like wood, right, that you could punch through easy as. You'd fucking knock it down. You guys would knock it down with a breath. But yeah. And then I remember just going off track. Another little story that happened a few times was I'd be at like one of the Charlie ones that I was talking about before, the checkpoints, and then this guy comes up to me, and he just put his last fucking stitch through his lip and showed me, pulled it through. I was like, fuck me dead. And then I'm like, fuck, emergency, code blue, and I'm like, stand by. And this guy just grabs it. I'm like, no, don't do that. He grabs a fucking Gillette blade, grabs it, puts it in his mouth, and that's me fucking getting it down to the back of my throat, swallows the fucking bastard. So what that does, it cuts your insides up, and then you're internal bleeding. So you could internally bleed to death, right, from that. Yeah, so, yeah, fucking, so then back, last call, emergency, blah, 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 blah. Fucking called it in. Next thing, he's medevaced to Australia. So then they started to catch on to this whole fucking people wanting to go to Australia faster, right? And then they just put fucking, I think they built $100 million into this facility and they rebuilt the whole camp, right? I think the camp was open for 3 months or 2 months, if that, right? So they've opened this camp and it's just like, have you ever seen like a donga before? But
Yeah.
it's like a donga room, but it's properly made. It wasn't made with the shipping containers and whatnot. So 2-story buildings. And what happened, these guys, all the refugees, they're thinking, fuck, they're building this for us. That means we're going to stay here for longer. So I think it was March. It was in March. There was the biggest riot in Australia's, they call it detention, but this one was a processing centre, detention/processing centre in history, right? So I'm on night shift, my first night shift. Day shift finished at 6 p.m. We're on at 6 p.m. We had a briefing. We go to work, and then fucking the day shift comes off, and they're just surrounding the last rec room that was just built that day, literally that day. And they're surrounding it. The fence is just slowly getting bent over, and then apparently when it was going dark, shit was going to hit the fan. We got intel from some of the Sri Lankan refugees that were pretty good people, you know, like. But the main like race that were triggering it was the Iranians, and the Iranians and the Assyrians, and more of the Arabic ones, you know, and a couple of Afghani boys, you know, some of the top leaders. So what they did, right? So they had this master plan, and it fucking worked, right? So basically, we all went back to our stations, held the fort for a bit, and then fucking boom, 7 p.m. they knocked down that fence and fucking chased everyone out of the rec guard. Because remember, there was only 49 guards working that night, and there's about 600 refugees, right? So we're outnumbered as fuck. So they've broken into the mess, got all the knives, everything. They've ciphered all the petrol out of all the cranes, the Hiluxes, the this, the that, all vehicles. And all of a sudden they've started lighting mattress after mattress after mattress on fire. So I remember I was at the back at like Charlie, I can't remember exactly what number, let's just call it Charlie 14, and it was right up the back. And I was just two expats, like Westerner guards, and 2 Nauruans. So they follow our lead. And we actually got stuck. We got stuck because they said, all guards, leave your stations, get to the rec room because we're protecting that rec room last, right? And then fucking you just hear boom, fucking truck, car or something on fucking blew up. I couldn't see. I'm just like, oh fuck, all right, this is real shit, right? This is some hectic fucking shit. And then I went to I went around another building, and then the 2 local guards, they fucking sprinted off the other way. So me and my mate, we sort of got stuck. So we had to go under the mess hall. I don't know if you know what the term of mess is. Like mess, food hall. It's like military, or if you're working in the FIFO industry, that's just the mess hall. Yeah, anyway. So we're underneath there, and we're fucking watching footsteps of all the refugees. You can tell because they've got these dodgy fucking Dunlops, you know, Dunlop Velcro ones. You could just see, and the guards would have, you know, we had proper steel cap boots, and I made the call to just fucking leg it that way and don't look back, because if we get stuck, we've got refugees that way, we've got refugees that way. They got weapons, we got nothing, right? Get to that section, don't fucking look back. If you fall, I'll come grab you, but let's fucking go. And I waited there, stood, and then as soon as they started turning right, I said, run. And we fucking sprinted straight to the fucking rec room where all the other guards were and held our position. We all did a head count, all guards were in place. So we surrounded the room, we surrounded the rec room on the lower floor, and then basically from the head operator, he said, grab anything you can get to be used for defence. I grabbed the fire extinguisher and and some type of break window, fucking shit, man. My mates were having that 2x4 or just a piece, I don't know, just a piece of plank of wood. And yeah, like the refugees were coming up, chucking shit at us. I was just with the fire extinguisher, fucking doing everything I can, man, just to get them away. And then some of the Sri Lankans were like, help, we don't want to be a part of this. And we were like, yous are all, like, we can't help yous and help us. You know what I mean? Yous are all, go find us. Like, you know, fuck, it's them against us at this point, bro.
Yeah.
And then it just shit hit the fan more. Everything was on fucking fire, brother. I'm talking like probably $60 million damage on fire at this point in time. The end result was over $100 million damage, right? So the whole fucking place burnt down. And then we got the call over from the control room, evac. And then also, how's this? So the police, the president messaged out a message on the local network called Digicel saying all male security guards, all male Nauruans are now authorised police officers. Get to fucking Charlie 1, which was checkpoint 1. Everyone knew where Charlie 1 was in the country. And yeah, basically use the cops. Wow. Or so right, I was in the riot squad at this time, so all geared up. So we had this one little bottleneck, right? And like, so we've got if you can picture this, so we've got one riot. You see it on movies, man. One riot shield holding straight, and then the others, they come up the top. So it forms like a half an A-frame, if that makes sense, you know?
Yes, no bricks can hit you on the head or anything.
Yeah. And then the third, so it's always a team of 6, right? So you 2 at the front with shields, 2 at the back, which are the top ones. And then you got the arrest team, which have zip ties, right? So we made a flat cordon. I think it's called a cordon. Like you cordon and fucking boom, straight, and everyone's in position, right? And then you just move back, boom, fucking boom, right? And then the idea of it, right, is for the first team to go boom, smash them, and then the second team to grab them and fucking pull them through, and then the third team, boom, buckle them up, take them to the buses, because we had like 10, 15 buses to take them to the local police station down there. And yeah, fuck, man, I was on the first, so that all happened. We were getting all sorts of shit chucked at us, fire extinguishers, fucking big fucking rocks, man. Like some guys got hurt. I was lucky not to be hurt.
I was going to say, you know, obviously they're getting knives and all that shit. I'm assuming that's to like fuck the guards up as well, yeah?
Oh, bro, they wanted to kill us.
Yeah.
They wanted to fucking kill us. Like,
were they
but we
each
didn't
other
do
as
anything wrong, man. Like, I always treated them with respect, you know, like I feel like, say, like this is a guess too, like if I was held hostage by one of them, like I had a very good relationship with the refugees. I used to learn languages. I can speak a fair few languages, like not fluently, but by them. And like I feel if I was held hostage, they'd be like, Alex, it's okay. We just need to keep you here to fucking, you know, type of thing. But who knows in the end, you know, they might have just fucking turned on me. But
were they hurting each other as well? Because there's so many different groups.
Not really. That night was all one. There was a few times where some of the races turned on each other.
Yeah,
you know, but it was just more like who got which building. But the dumb cunts fucking burnt the place down, and then end result was they fucking slept in cardboard boxes for fucking 3 months.
Shit.
In a smaller fucking place, and then there was lots of self-harm. Like I couldn't even tell you all the self-harm stories because there's so fucking many of them, from seizures to panic attacks to slicing to stitching their lips up. But just going back to the riot real quick before I jump to another thing was so all the politicians, they were just fucking angry, bro. They were just full. So I was on the first bus down, taking them to the police station as directed by fucking the higher the chain of command, we'll call it. And yes, I'm standing there. All right, guys, listen up. You're going to get off the bus and you're going to go straight in there. Follow all directions. I don't know what's going to happen, but just do as they say. And the people that were on the first bus were the Sri Lankans because they wanted no part of the fucking thing. You know, they're genuine refugees in my eyes, I believe. Maybe some of them weren't, but anyway, I don't know. the poor bloke, the first fella that got off the fucking bus, this big politician just went fucking boom straight to the jaw.
We punched him.
Yeah, bro. Fucking politician, like you'd be thinking like fucking the secretary of the fucking president, you know, Trump's secretary punched this bloke. Obviously not Trump though. The Nauru and
2 seconds. Keep going. I just need to piss some water.
Yeah, you're right, brother.
How long did this whole ordeal go on for?
This riot?
Yeah.
So we didn't calm it down. So going back to about 8 p.m, we had to get the day shift back to double up on guards.
Right.
And I did a 24-hour shift till it all settled, and then the fireys were there for fucking ages, man. Just if you Google it, Nauru riots.
What year was this?
I started there in I think it was March 2013.
Yeah,
it was definitely 2012 or 2013 because I finished school in 2010, and I was 17, and then 18 would have been 2011, and 2012 I started working there. So maybe even 2012.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's crazy that they could even communicate that, like, because you said there's so many different nationalities and stuff there.
Yeah.
The fact they could orchestrate that, like, maybe, how long do you reckon they were planning it for?
Oh, well, a lot of people could, like, there was heads of different, of races.
Right.
And the head was normally the one that could speak English.
Yep.
So they'd all have meetings and stuff like that, and fucking, you know, who knows what they're talking about, you know, like we had intel officers and stuff like that, but obviously they weren't as good as they fucking should because it didn't fucking happen, you know. Like the night, I remember a few weeks before, because I was a trusted guard by some of the refugees, because I always got along with them, as I said before. Like they'd always give me pieces of paper of intel to give to the intel officers, but I'd always be cheeky and fucking ask one of the other guys, what does it say and whatnot, and it was just like fucking the one that I do remember was just planned protests. Self-harm will be happening and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm just trying to remember that riot ended, fucking got under control. Everything was burnt down. Everyone's living off baked beans and bread for fucking 3 or 4 weeks. I remember about 7 a.m. the next morning, the fucking C-16 Herc fucking lands in Nauru. Oh, the C-16 Hercs, just the C-16, whatever the fucking big RAF plane is, flew in with all the all new, like army tents, all the gears and stuff like that, and yeah, dropped off just humanitarian stuff, you know. And then we had the UN in as well.
Do you know what you're saying about you mentioned the stitches in the mouth?
Yeah.
So the guy's stitching his lips together, is he?
Yeah, so that's stuff. He's not eating. He doesn't want to eat.
Right.
So he's fast, like he's just going to just not eat till he drops.
What like thread and is he using? Just anything like cotton thread or something?
Fucking.
Have like
this guy used some type of wiring he's found from somewhere, bro. Could have been from. Honestly, I can't give you an accurate answer. I don't really know, man. It was just sort of, I saw it. It was properly stitched. There was blood coming out of every fucking hole, and they just managed to get stuff from the locals, man. The locals were fucked, man. They weren't fucked. I love the locals, but they were. Life's cheap, you know. Like
crap there.
It's shit. So they'll do things for fucking a packet of cigarettes, you know. They'll do things for that. And the refugees, they got looked after hard. That's what pisses me off the most. If you're a genuine refugee, fucking be happy where you are, man, because you're not dead. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a shit condition. You're in 45-degree heat. You're sweating balls every day. But fuck me, man. Like, if you're gonna get shot in the head or fucking get your head chopped off in whatever culture they have to kill you over there, fucking just play the game, you know. But look, I know refugees, and I've been contacted by ex-refugees that are now models in Australia, like Iranians, like you know, there's some good looking, like even there was like I shouldn't really say this, but there was a single females camp, and fuck, man, some of the Persian women, bro.
You were just hanging around there the whole time.
Yeah. I will say no more. But yeah, that was good. I was just like, fuck me. I'm like, you're fucking sexy. Do you want a visa? I'd marry you. Go back to Iran, fly back on me in Brisbane.
So how long were you doing this in Nauru for?
So I started at 19, which was in 2012, and I left when I was 26, just
Shit.
after my mum passed.
It's a fucking long time, yeah.
Yeah. So it was 2 weeks on, 1 week off, and then I went to 2 and 2.
Right. Fuck, that's mad.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I thought it was like, because I remember you talking to Jack about it on his
On the other
podcast.
podcast, yeah.
And I couldn't remember how long it was, but I thought it was a shorter period. But fuck, that's a fair bit of time, eh?
Yeah, but I loved it, man. The adrenaline, and getting away from like home, man. Like, cause home was fucking. I grew up just my mum and I, and we grew up poor. And I'm grateful for everything with my mum. Like, my mum's passed now. I lost her at 21, but bless her, and she passed from cancer and stuff. But working over there, just the adrenaline, the shit that was going on was just fucking extreme, bro. That's why I come back here and it's just like, fucking, this is all simple. What's going on here? But it also got me away from a world that I was in. Now, I'll only touch base on this slightly because I won't say too much because some of the things, I was involved in younger, like I've been to juvie fucking when I was 14 years old. I got charged for 2 counts of armed robbery and grievous bodily harm. I was at a computer, World of Warcraft, the game.
Video game, yeah.
Yeah, the video game. I was playing World. I never played. I just hung out there and smoked weed, to be honest, brother. But as you do, you see a fight, you run over to the fight, right? Like, do you agree? Like,
to watch or to film?
Yeah, just to watch it. To fight. So there's this crew called SMF, Southport Most Feared. It's a bunch of fucking gronks, mate, and dogs, snitches. Fucking, that's the reason why I went to juvie. So they had the old school trolleys, right? Used to be able to knock a trolley on the side, jump on it in the middle, the handles would open, and then you'd have a metal bar, which is what we push the trolleys with. So that was the armed, right? And these guys were bashing these Asians. I was like, this is not fucking happening on my watch, bro. And I knew the cunts, and I grabbed this fucker, pulled him off, and fuck him, what the fuck, and broke it all up, and then these cunts ended up running off with the bag, right? Anyway, night went on, 2 weeks on, I get a phone call from the CPIUs, I think it's Child Protection Investigation Unit, like the CIB, but for children. And they're like, mate, you got some serious charges, you need to come in for an interview. I'm like, I'm fucking hung up on them because I just growing up in that area and in the hood and around like we had a little gang, as a kids growing up in the street.
Where was this now? Sorry, Goldies, eh?
Gold Coast, yeah. Ashmore, Gold Coast. Right. We had a little crew called the Bridal Boys because it was Silver Bridal. It was fucking all house and commission ghetto as, but a bunch of fucking solid love and respect and brotherhood, that I didn't have because I grew up with my mother, so I was seeking that brotherhood, right? So, but unintentionally, I just sort of drawn towards it because it was love, love that I was chasing probably from not having a brother or sister or a father. Anyway, and then and we just, there's lots of crime, and then things just got deeper and deeper as we got older, and and some of the things that I've been involved in and seen and stuff like that, I can't really say, but it's a nasty world, man. Like, it's a nasty world. That's why I don't like living on the Gold Coast. Like, I love my brothers and they love me, and I've always lived by the code of the street, and I've never done anything wrong. I like the saying, well respected, well connected, and well protected. I don't need the protection, but because I can hold my own, I'll stand up for myself. But that's a saying, and fuck it, I'll own it because I like it. You know what I mean? And whenever the shit, like heavy shit, was going down, but no, Alex, just out of this. And then now my mates, all down there, they're all like proper gang members. Like, I won't mention which gang and stuff or names or anything, but yeah, they're high up there, and there's heavy shit goes down like that. People just don't fucking understand up here on the Sunshine Coast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's in its own little bubble up here, I suppose. Is it?
Yeah, bro. Like, even I had like a slight incident, an argument in the gym the other day, and like it sort of got a little bit out of hand verbally, but some guy wrote this big fucking 6'4" dude wrote a big fucking complaint about it. I'm just like, fuck, shows the man you are. I was just like, wow, fuck. But anyway, yeah. So like, some of the stuff I've seen, and I'll it's not like I'm gonna say it. Nothing to do with my mates in the Gold Coast, nothing to do with the crime, but I've seen people shot dead. And that was in Thailand on my 19th birthday. I saw someone fucking motorbike pull up, boom, someone shot, boom, straight in the chest, in the sternum. Yeah, his wife, I was with my Muay Thai trainer, and his fucking wife was screaming, oh, wake up, wake up. Like fucking full, like what you see on the movies, bro. And then my Muay Thai guy, Ling Lom, his name is, which means crazy monkey in fucking Thai, and he's doing CPR. Paramedics get there. Excuse me. Paramedics get there and fucking literally check his pulse. Fucking take the gloves off. I'm just like, fuck, I'm out of here before the cops come because I don't want nothing to do with this shit.
Especially in Thailand.
But that was pretty full on to watch. Like, fuck.
Was that gang related or anything, or was that just like?
I honestly don't know. I didn't really follow it up in the Thai news because I can't read the Thai's paper. But I'm not too sure. I think I left like 2 or 3 days after, not because of that, just because I had to go back to work in Nauru. And then funny enough, that same rotation going back to Nauru, this is probably the most gruesome one fucking that I fucking saw. So that we get them out of the compounds, right? We'll call it a compound, right? They can fucking, if they wanted to, they can jump a rent a fence. Anyone can jump a fucking rent a fence. And so we're going on a walking excursion. I'm standing at the back, another guard's at the front. There's about 20 refugees. We're walking, and the country's a mess, mate. The country's a fucking mess. Like there's pinnacles like where they've dug the phosphate out. If you fall down on them, you're gonna die. You're gonna crack your head open and bleed out, and no one's gonna be able to pick you up. There's no helicopters. There's nothing. So this guy's grabbed a tolly. The old tollies you carry around in a fucking paper bag. You know what a tolly is?
Like a big beer bottle.
Yeah, big beer bottle, mate.
Yeah.
Fucking, come on, mate. You gotta get
It's a game of citizenship. Yeah.
Follow shit Marucci on Instagram.
I do.
I do. And fucking, he's got the tolly, and he's just fucking straight up cracked the tolly like as you would in a bar fight, and just fucking, instead of fucking having a fight, he stabbed himself, boom, straight in the fucking neck. And I'm just like, oh shit. So we both fucking ripped our shirts off, put pressure, applied pressure, blood's going fucking everywhere, left, right and centre. Some of the other refugees helped out, called it in, fucking paramedic. There was an ambulance there. Like by this time things got a bit more organised, And then he was never to be seen again. I don't know if he died. I don't know if he got repaired in Australia or whatnot. Shit. But nowhere to be seen.
That's wild.
The fact they're doing that shit just goes to show what they're actually coming from. You know what I mean? Because you wouldn't do that, unless you were living in fucking bad conditions to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they've come from this guy. So this is my opinion anyway. This is my version, opinion, whatever. So he's come from Iran, which is again what I said before, political refugees, right? A lot of Iranians got sent back, but they probably would have served jail time for leaving the country. So let's say he's a political refugee and not a refugee that's going to get killed. Because the only way you're going to get killed in Iran is if you've done something wrong legally by the law, you know what I mean? They're not just going to fucking shoot you. It's a pretty organised country, to my knowledge, but I don't know what's going on now with the war and shit. But he was Iranian. And well, what did you say? Sorry, what was?
Oh, like the fact that they're willing to go to those extremes to find refuge or whatever.
Well, going to those extremes is because they've gone from a great country, Iran, where it's just like political stuff, to Nauru, where it's fucking harsh, But like I said before, if you're a genuine refugee, you'd accept that harsh. It'd be death. And you can tell, like you can vibe who's happy or not and who's grateful to be alive in that place, because it's common fucking sense, mate. If you're fucking still alive, be grateful. You know what I mean? obviously there's a bit of wire tapping and stuff in the brain that has to be calibrated to accept those things, but yeah.
Do you know what percentage get let in? Like, is it?
Brother, I'd honestly be guessing if I told you that one.
Yeah.
I'd like to say 70%, but who fucking knows, man? Because, and then, I'll tell you another little story. So I was off on my 2 weeks off, right? And I get a text message saying, any Nauru guards that are still in Australia, can you respond yes or no to fly out to Papua New Guinea? Reason, there has been a massive riot, one male dead, one blah, 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 blah. Fucking me, yes, let's go. So anyway, went up to Brisbane, got my injections, the immunisation stuff. Like I don't have the vaccine and shit. We won't go into that shit anyway. But I just had to get those fucking needles to fucking get into that country and fucking. I did 4 weeks straight, all day shifts. Came back with like 15 grand in my account. It was fucking pretty cool. But yeah, man, I remember we first got there and fucking. I went into this one compound because they separate the races, and fuck, mate, this guy got killed right where this guy got killed. So like a drain, like metal drains. So it's just they cross. So this guy, the Navy, fucking stomped him to death through a fucking drain. And I remember just seeing body parts, like they've cleaned the body up. But like, I think it was, I swear, I shit you not, I fucking swear, it was his eyes gone through, and whatever the fuck we have dangling from the back of our eye was just like hanging through there, man, because I could see a bit of the back of the eyeball. That's my assumption anyway. That's wild. It was fucking pretty full on, eh?
Fuck, that's my bad.
And then I went to go back to PNG, got to PNG, and then they're like, oh mate, you're 21, you're not eligible for a working visa over in this country. You got to go back. I'm like, well, fuck, you could have told me that before I left. So they sent me on another small plane back to Port Moresby, and then escorted in a bulletproof car, fucking to the hotel, stayed in a nice hotel, because it's dangerous in PNG, bro. You fucking get shot or eaten alive out there. And back to Australia, and then back on the next plane to Nauru. So I only got one stint out there, but it was an interesting stint, man. Like, fuck, it's very interesting.
So did you know you're saying you were 14 getting in trouble, isn't it? So you said you're 14 going to juvie.
Juvie, yeah.
Were you we haven't touched on it, actually. So you're Alex, a bodybuilder as well. Your fucking arms are as big as my fucking legs. But like, were you? How old you started lifting? Was that before? Were you lifting and stuff before you started getting in trouble and stuff as a youngster, or was that like?
So I started getting in trouble at about 12, 13 years old. I think the first little incident, I climbed on Pacific Fair roof. I don't know if you know Pac Fair on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And then there was just always public nuisance, graffiti, painting trains, fucking throwing rocks at trains, fucking just public nuisance shit. Like, and then we started stealing cars and stealing headsets out of cars and just doing little thug stuff, smoking weed from fucking house to house, walking around. And then when I was 14, I was like, fuck this, I'm not smoking weed anymore. And I started the gym. I'm 30 now, so I've been training for 16 years, going to 31 on September the 24th this year.
Did you have like an older guy that was going to help you with the gym, or was it just something you wanted to do?
So it's just something I wanted to do, man. And I went in there with another bloke. He dropped off. And what happened was the gym instructor, the vacuum cleaner dude, he's actually an ex-cop, funny enough. He fucking helped me out just doing all these extra supersets and like how to push, and just push me like how I push my clients now as a personal trainer. And like he's my cuss, Mike Tyson and cuss, you know what I mean? Like if he passed, like I'd be, you know, that relationship that Mike Tyson and cuss has, how I see
Like he's your mentor.
The fella, yeah. He's not anymore. We've sort of drifted off different ways. I'm not too sure where he is now. I think he's on the Gold Coast. He's still kicking. I do know his sons. But yeah, and I just kept training, and then I'd come off, fell off the rails for a bit and smoke weed for 3 months, and I'd just be back in there. And then that's where I became mates that were into the crime, their good mate. I was always their good mate, right? So they'd always want to come train with me and stuff, but I'd always get caught up in shit, you know? Like, I remember one incident happened and allegedly fucking my mate went to the PCYC and fucking this is a funny story, man. The PCYC, and this guy's a fucking dipper, bro. He fucking dips the fuck out, like just.
What do you mean dipper?
Like
lunatic,
bro. But like a gentleman, but like he'll dip out. You know, dip. You ever heard that?
Like a dark side to
flip,
him, like.
flip out, but
yeah.
fucking dip out and just see red. So anyway, he's like, cancel my fucking membership, you fucking dog's blah, 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 blah. And then like a guy came out and who runs it's Police Citizens Youth Club, you know, it's a cop place. Anyway, this cop's just fucking tackled my mate. And then fucking, I'm like, fuck, I can't leave, mate. So we're wrestling this cop off my mate. And fucking, and then she's like, one of the female staff, the cop who's a dude, just like, grab my handcuffs in my desk. Grab the handcuffs. So I'm like, fucking running, fucking hip and shouldered him off my mate. And then another off-duty cop helped. And then, because the call-in came, it was officer in danger. Fucking within 5 minutes, there was about 15 cop cars, Channel 7 News, fucking all sorts of things. And fucking boom, we all got fucking pushed up against the wall, just fucking heavily fucking arrested, bro. Just, I was cut up on the face. He was all fucked up. But, you know, like, you got to look out for your boys in the end, you know. But we didn't know they were like cops. We sort of did at the start. But then we really found out that were cops. There was about 15 cop cars. I got charged for accomplice for assaulting a police officer and stuff. But because I was still underage, you know, all those charges aren't a
conviction or something.
Conviction, yeah.
How old are you around this time? Are you like proper hooked on the gym this time, eh?
Yes, I was probably 14 and a half, man. 14, 15, you know, like, you know. So I went to juvie when I was 14. A lot of shit happened when I was 14, brother, you know. I went to juvie. I was intrigued with the fucking whole crime world, you know. And because when I say the crime world, like, yeah, the crime world's an older age, an older figure and stuff, but we had my mates' dads who were fucking heavy fucking gangsters in Queensland, you know. Old school bikers from old school crims, old school bank robbers, right? And then we had the older brothers, you know, where we'd go buy Codral boxes, right, cold and flu boxes with pseudoephedrine in it every 2 weeks for $15 and then give it to them and we'd get $100. I used to get $70 worth of weed a quarter and get $30 cash. Happy days, mate. And then I'd be going around hustling in school, fucking, so I'd give you $20 to pay for it, another $20 to go buy me the Codral, and then I'd make money, you know, like that. And then, I was leading up to something then. Sort of lost it. What I was saying, the crime world, it just,
It's been 14 years old, heaps of shit happened.
Heaps of shit fucking happened, brother. And yeah, just like when I say crime world, 14 years old, yeah, it sounds young to be in that, but like, mate, I was seeing fucking, I remember my mate had a fucking SKS fucking rifle with a banana clip, bro. Fucking just like a gangster, looks like an AK-47 gun, like, and we were in our teens, bro, just chilling. That was the norm, brother. That was the norm because the older brothers, they had all types of guns and stuff. And I'm not saying this because I fucking want to sound cool. Like, I fucking wish I was a nerd so I didn't have to experience this stuff because I got PTSD over this shit, man. Like, fucking it affects me still, bro. Like, I have dreams. I'm fucking getting chased by fucking people looking for my mates, trying to like, boys, fucking this cunt from the fucking other crew to fucking blah, blah, blah. You know, and it has affected me in life, but, you know, in the end of it, it's just I always, heaps of boys fell off. They fell off. They did wrong. They fucked someone's girl. They dogged. They snitched. They told the police. They called Crime Stoppers. You know, they didn't follow the rules of the game. You know, and I my morals and integrity. Like, I still to this day would do 20 years for for fucking anyone, bro, because even if I didn't do it, like, I'd have a worse life out in the street being a dog. Like, that's my mindset, and people will say that's fucked, but it's just how I was grown up, you know, like...
You grow up with these people being like your family, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, let me touch back on this juvie story, is that all right?
Yeah,
touch back on this juvie story. So when this cop called me, I was like, hung up on him, and anyway, I go home, we have a big night out, go home, my mum's like, you're a criminal. I'm like, what? I'm not a criminal. She's like, we're going to the police station now, we're going to take the interview. I'm like, fuck. And my mum was she was born in 1954, you know, she had me at 39 years old, so I was born in a older generation, so, which I'm very blessed by, because she taught me what was right, she taught me what was wrong, although I didn't listen to her all the time. That's to why I got myself in shitty situations. Fucking, she was just, yeah, she taught me what was right. She's like, this is the quote that I live by: do the right thing. Why? Because it's the right thing to do, you know? And that way you can fucking sleep at night. You know what I mean? And that's integrity. And integrity to me means what you do behind closed doors, right? So if you guys fucked off from this room and I fucking wanted to steal that book, you know, obviously I wouldn't, because my integrity is fucking... Yeah, it's what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to put down. So anyway, Mum takes me to the police station. I'm like, Mum, I had to explain the street code. I'm like, Mum, I'm not going to take this interview. She's like, please, take the interview. Take the interview. I'm like, Mum, I cannot take this interview. You don't understand. I'm not going to be telling anybody what happened, even though I didn't fucking do it. I'm just not taking the interview, because if you take an interview, you're talking to the police, and in that crime world, you're a fucking dog if you talk to the police. And like, yeah, it's a bit of ego, yeah, it's a bit of reputation and stuff, but fucking, you will have a worse life if you talk to the police and you're in that world, right? I can't emphasize that enough, man. And yeah, long story short, taken to the police station. They're asking me what happened. They're showing me videos of me going in there, and it fucking literally looks like I go in there and smack the cunt, but I grab someone off, literally. And I, hand on heart, brother, I swear to you both boys that I'm not about unnecessary violence, brother, you know? There's a time and a place for that shit, man. Like, you know, and for me to click, it takes a long fucking time for me to click, you know? Like, I don't know if it's a trait of my star sign. I'm a big believer in star sign traits, but as a Libra, we'll let things go. We'll notice it. Like, say if you lied to me or something, Johnny, but you wouldn't fucking, I'd just yeah, whatever. But then at one stage I'd be like, fucking Johnny, what the fuck are you doing? And then I'd probably run. Nah, but you get the idea, right? So anyway, I wouldn't take the interview. Mum's looking at me. She's fucking crying her eyes out. And fuck, man, it was a fucking hard time, bro. Boom, cuffs, fucking cops were treating me like a fucking peasant. Took me up straight to the watch house. And then 4 hours later, Mr. Wilson. I'm like, yes. Fucking, I thought I was getting released. Fucking straight in the prison van.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, straight in the prison van. Fucking 2 hours drive out to Waco in fucking southeast, fucking, not southeast, southwest, northwest, somewhere out in the fucking bush in Queensland.
Villanova.
Yeah, between Brisbane and Goldie. And yeah, I spent not too long in there. It was like just under 3 weeks, and then it got sorted to be, because I didn't speak, it fucking helped me, bro. You know, you just, like if cops came in here and they suspected there was fucking half a kilo of cocaine in something, I'd expect us all to stay silent. You know, you just, because the more you talk, the more they got on you. You know what I mean? You said yourself. This, yeah, you said this, but you said that doesn't add up. Oh, fuck, we'll do this, we'll do that, and then they get you. Fuck, but I'm not about that life, and I don't do anything fucking, you know, I'm straight 181 now, you know. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and then after I got released from fucking juvie, and then we had a youth justice conference where all the, like the victims, the lawyer, the copper, some welfare workers and stuff, we all sit around a table and we all say sorry and fucking blah blah blah, and that just happened and it was all good. And then I'm glad I had a taste of that world when I was younger, because I still would have been intrigued in it. right? Intrigued in that fucking jail and just getting arrested and fucking, I don't know why, I just always loved jail shit for some reason, you know? And then, I got out and then I had to check into the police station Monday, Wednesday, Friday for like months between 8 and 4 p.m. And one day, bro, I was at 4:10 p.m. I was fucking 10 minutes late. And because you're juvenile, because you're under 16, I was 14 years old, they take you into the watch house and fucking I couldn't get out. So a juvenile can't stay in the watch house overnight. So they had to drive me all the way to juvie that night. And then fucking I stayed there, and then fucking 5 a.m. they're waking me up and back fucking all the way to Southport, and I get bail. I was like, fucking what the hell, mate? And my mum didn't know shit. She just thought I went missing, you know. They didn't inform her. And then I sort of just like, you know, just toned things down a little bit and just got back into my training and fucking, you know, I started motivating people, and I started gravitating towards more smarter and educational people. I always hung around the brothers, don't get me wrong. And then I just was working at Domino's or Eagle Boys, just pizza shops, and just working. Yeah, I'd smoke my weed here and there and stuff like that. And then my mum put me in this program. It was called the Kokoda Challenge Youth Program, and it was for troubled youth. And I got in, right? Cutting a long story short, I got in. And anyway, we trained for 9 months. Every Sunday we'd do a 12 to 20K hike, and then on Tuesdays we'll do like PT. And this was all a lead up until September, right? From the 20th to the 30th. And but just one thing before I go to the 20th and the 30th of September, in the middle we had to do, because it's the 39th Battalion, so and it was also in 1939. It's all army terms, I can't remember exactly, but it was 96 kilometres that our Australian diggers had to fucking go through. If you watch the movie Kokoda, you'll fucking understand it. Right. So yeah, I got in, and fucking there was 2 options at the end. You could either stay and have a village experience, which I was like, why the fuck would I train for this long and not walk the Kokoda Trail? So I walked the Kokoda Trail, and I had my I was 15 at this time now, and then I had my 16th birthday over there, bro. And fucking that was awesome, man. I just wish I'd appreciate it for what it is, because I didn't know the whole background of the war and what the Aussie diggers went through fighting the Japs back then, Japanese. So that's another little story. Then yeah, kept working, and that's what got me. That was my saviour from not getting stuck in that deeper crime world. Because if I didn't have that job in the mines, if I didn't have that job in Nauru, and if I didn't have the mum that I had and raised me and told me what was right and what was wrong, man, I'd probably be a patch member of a fucking outlaw motorcycle gang. You know what I mean?
So where was it?
Or dead or in jail.
Where was like a turning point where you were like going into like personal training and that kind of took over and competing and stuff and that as well?
So I competed when I was 21. I won that show. I did an 10-week prep with Logan Robson, IFBB pro, and I won. I stepped on stage and won the open men's 80 kilograms and under, and won the juniors. And literally, I was up against the juniors, and like I didn't touch any peds until this year. You know, I've been a natural bodybuilder for 16 years. You know, and then. It's funny enough. It's at the venue it's at Johnny's where Johnny's fighting this weekend.
Yeah.
Southport Sharks. Yeah, so it'll be a bit of a memory. I don't think I've been in that place since fucking that thing. And I got to add this in, bro. This is fucking such a special story, man. Like my mum was having cancer. This is cancer time, right? So 6 weeks before the show, I said, "Look, mum, I don't know if I can do this. I need to look after you." She's like, cut me off straight away. She grabbed me on the shoulders, looked me in the eyes. She said, "Alex, do this for me." And fucking, it was just like, I probably paused. Like I just paused then.
Yeah.
And I fucking did it. And literally my best mate's mum on show day at Southport Sharks, My best mate's mum took my mum out of palliative care. She was all frail and all chemoed, and you know, it was fucking. Every time I think about it, it gets a bit touchy. But you know, I can speak about it now, and it's a thing that I want to. People that are dealing with death, you know, like reach out to me, because I've been there. I've been through it. I've had mates kill themselves. I've been around death a lot. So what I'm basically trying to say, if you're going through any shit like that at the moment, reach out to me, get onto my social media, hit me up, because I'm all about helping people, and especially experience. If you've been through it yourself, man, you can definitely tell them the process. But yeah, she took my mum out of palliative care, took her to the hospital. I won the open men's 80 kilograms and under. They gave me that trophy. I ran straight off stage. I didn't want no accreditation from the crowd, and I just went straight to my mum and said, "Here, mum, this is for you."
Sick.
And I gave her that trophy, and the look in her eyes, man, it was just like like heart. I don't know. It was a feeling that I haven't had, and I probably won't have it again, man. You know. And then I took 5 fucking more trophies back to her. And the nurses were like, "Oh my God, blah, 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 blah." And then 6 days after, she passed. So think about that for a second. People die when they're ready, if they're sick, I believe. 6 weeks, I said before, 6 weeks before the comp day, I said, "I want to quit." She's like, "No, do this for me." So she was holding on, brother. She was fucking holding on to watch me win. And that now, every time I do a comp, I drive, my drive is fucking from that. You know, like I walk and like I talk to God, or you want to call it a higher power, whatever you guys believe in. You know, I talk to her. I talk to my higher power, and every step I take, I'm doing it. It drives me. That's what I'm trying to say. It fucking drives me. So I did my first comp then, and then I fucking went off the rails after she died. I fucking turned to drugs. Excuse me. Took fucking rotation after rotation off in Nauru. Hanged out with the boys. Whole bunch of fucking bad shit happened then. Like some fucking, like I remember one night fucking we're partying. It was like 5 days no sleep, bro. And fucking we thought like this other gang was fucking up from Sydney, and fucking we're all at the front of their house. Every weapon possible in that house, and we're just like fucking just creeping out on the driveways, thinking like just tweaking, bro.
Lack of sleep.
Yeah, sleep deprivation. And then one of the older boys is like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck back in the house." Because we had axes, we had knives, we had samurais. I think one of them had one of these. But
5 days no sleep, fucking mess of the head.
We thought these, like, no disrespect to any religion, but these guys were a Muslim crew, and one of the boys pissed someone off, and yeah. Anyway, it was we thought fucking they were there, and yeah, we were fucking just ready for war. But yeah, man, that was the show. That was the introduction to bodybuilding, and I went off the rails, as I said, and then moved to the Sunshine Coast, and then moved my grandparents up to the Sunshine Coast, and then put them in a retirement home, because fucking that's all I could do. I would never want to do that, but my auntie, my mum's sister wanted it. So, and then 12 months later, my nan died in my arms. So I had my mum die in my arms, my nan die in my arms, and my fucking grandfather passed away like another 10 months later. But I wasn't there because of COVID. I couldn't get into to the nursing home because I wasn't vaxxed and all this shit. And then, yeah, bro, and then I went downhill again, and then just fucking, it's all about the comeback story, bro. The comeback story means it all, man. Like, you know, it come from fighting when you've lost a couple of fights and you come back, it's fucking, and this is fucking, you know, September 14th, brother. This is the day, brother, you know.
This is the one, yeah.
This is the big one, bro.
What, do you think like training has helped with shit like that as well? You know, you're having like a hard time and shit.
What was that, mate? Here? What the fuck was that, bro?
Do you think training's helped with like keeping you on track as well and pulling you back? You know what I mean?
Training myself.
Yeah, just like lifting, fucking coaching, whatever. Like, do you think that's helped you at all? Like,
I'm sure you can relate, man. And as yourself, brother, Geordie, I'm sure you can relate, man. Like, no matter how shit of a mind state you can be in life, training always makes it that 10% better. Now, brother, if you're listening, you know who you are. You taught me that, all right? I'm not going to say names, but fucking one of my good mates taught me that, and fucking he's, you know.
It's true though, isn't it? It's like anything, like
Yeah.
you never fucking regret getting back into it. Like, you know, so
And
it's-
it gives you that one bit of purpose. You know, you wake up in the morning, you feel like you've grown, you feel like you've done something, you know. And if I don't have that, that's when I spiral downhill. But man, I've got so many stories to share, brother, and I could keep going on and on and on. And then, but yeah, bro, like from going to juvie to walking the Kokoda Trail, that was a bit of a turnaround for me. And then working was good, and it was good because it kept me away from the shit. You know, I'd be 2 weeks on, 1 week off, and I'd only be there, and like every 6 rotations off, I'd go on a bender and fuck up.
yeah.
And then but then I just really had to like put my head down. I officially moved in 2017, just before we're speaking about my grandparents, and I just had to just fucking be kind to myself and just, you know, stay put here and not get dragged back to the Gold Coast, and put myself in situations where I could be arrested for not opening my phone, for not doing this, for any search warrant, and just, you know, it's just, it's shit, man. Like half of my mates can't even hang out with their mates because they're on these consorting laws, which it's fucking ridiculous, man. Like, because
Was it consorting law?
consorting laws. So if you're a crim, if you're or a gang member, and another gang member, like it's like they call it the Vlad laws. It's like 2 or more, and you're fucking arrested. But now they've got like my mate's got a piece of 4 A4 pieces of paper with like mug shots of people who can't hang out with.
Right.
You know, even I'm on one of my good mates one, and I'm his good mate. Like I'm their good mate. Like I don't do fucking shit wrong. I'm not a gangster. I'm not a criminal. Like, you know, I'm just fucking Alex the PT that fucking does fucking leg extension 101. You know, and yeah.
Tell me a little bit about like training and stuff as well. Like obviously, like you're a natural bodybuilder, yeah.
So I was natural for 16 years, and then
Why did you decide why natural then as a bodybuilder? It's like a
well, I can tap into something else. We got a little bit of time. We got time. So all right. So I was a natural bodybuilder for 16 years. I did my last comp in 2023, and I won overall Australia. I won the Natural Pro show. I came second in a Natural Pro, but I became a Natural Pro, competed in a Natural Pro show that day, and came second. So to me, that was the top. I couldn't be fucked competing in another pro show. There was just not much hype behind it. Too much shit to go through to compete. So then I sort of fell off the rails again, right? And I was just sort of just doing dumb shit, like partying every weekend, and I got myself into a bit of a sticky situation where I had to put myself in the detox center, bro. And not many people know this, and then that led to rehab. Mm-hmm. And I was meant to be in rehab for 4 months, but I left after 2 weeks because that place and the organisation and how they work, that place just wasn't for me. You know, I especially like I've come. That detox center was like people are in and out of jail. They got fucking ankle bracelets on. Like you're in a fucking hostile environment, right? First night I go into rehab, fucking it's men's night cooking versus females night cooking. They give us a fucking big box full of knives. So here I am just thinking, fucking the fuck. So my anxiety's just gone straight up through the roof, bro. So I'm like, I found myself a corner. So I had my back up against a corner. I'm cutting these fucking cucumbers or fucking something. I was cutting carrots, and I'm just waiting for someone to come up to me with a knife and fucking want to have a dig, bro. Like, because I just didn't understand the whole environment. Like coming from that hostile environment in the hospital straight to that, I was just like, what the fuck? You're giving us knives? You know, where in the hospital was just like no metal knives, plastic, fucking this, that, fucking no lighters, no this, no that. You know, like it was like a jail ward in the hospital, right? And then And then I left after that, and then I left after 15 days in rehab, and then I came out, and I was like, fuck, what's next? And then I decided, fuck it, you know what? I've been training for 16, going on 17 years now. I'm going to dabble with a bit of testosterone, a bit of PEDs. And I speak openly about this because everyone doesn't, you know, and I couldn't give a fuck what people, I couldn't care less what people think, bro. Like, you know, that's their problem.
I always thought as a bodybuilding, it's just part of the industry. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's like taboo or fucking bad or anything. It's, you know, you're a bodybuilder. It's not like you know what I mean? It's like you're there to get your body in best prime
optimal
condition.
shape, yeah. But like when you go from natural to IFBB, which IFBB is non-tested,
Bit of stigma.
it's like there's a bit of stigma. Like,
do you get a lot of people like not believing you that you're natural? Because
I've
you're
had
such
that
a
all
big
my
boy.
life. All my life, I've had people, you know, natural, hand on heart. I swear my life, I'm fucking natural. Do a test, I'll rock up, I'll pay for it. No one ever was.
It's almost a compliment though if they think you're not natural.
Yeah.
She's like, I am natural. You'd be more worried if they thought you were natural and you're on shit.
Yeah.
100%.
They're like, oh, you're natural now. Like, nah.
Yeah. So that's why I did a post. I'm like, all right, guys, now you're going to see me not natural. And like I put on like fucking 12 kilos, bro. And yeah, it's a difference.
Was it just night and day difference for you? Like,
pardon me?
Was it night and day difference? Like as soon as you started taking it, you were just like, fuck, this is like, you had extra gear, or was it?
Oh, it was a fucking, like going from 6 to 10 gears, man, bro. Like literally, as I said, I opened 3 companies, bro. So I'm building a houseboat at the moment that we're going to Airbnb out, right?
A houseboat.
Yeah, houseboat.
Cool, man.
So sit on Noosa River.
Yeah.
And but it's not going to stay in one place. We're going to be able to move it. So say if we do a 3-day vacation for people, so it'll be a double story one for like 4 people, family, or we can take stuff off it and it could be like a work conference or a party function for the day and whatnot. And we can move it around and stuff. We've got a connector, which is going to be cool, and it's going to be Airbnb'd out. I've also got another company that my business partner Angus and I have opened. It's a laser tattoo removal company. We're sponsoring the man Johnny Fraser here himself, proud sponsor of him. And we'll be located in Cotton Tree and next to the Prickly Pinata, if anyone knows that. So yeah. And if anyone listens to this podcast and they want to mention the John and Geordie show, we'll give you 10% off your first treatment.
See,
so yeah,
everyone's got shitty tattoos. They're great.
Oh, bro. Well, that's the name. Look, Ink Regrets.
Yes.
You see Meet the Millers?
When he's like showing him the tattoo.
He's like, no regrets. So you got no regrets at all. He's like,
that's funny.
What's that one on your chest? No regrets, man. That's my credo. No spelling error. No, man. That's my credo, bro. Yeah, bro.
Have you got tattoo removal yet?
Pardon me?
You haven't got tattoos?
No, I got this tattoo here. Yeah. This is Roman numerals on my left-hand side. That's my day that I got out of the detox center.
Yeah.
So it was like my new me. I fucking hate needles, but I was scared. This is before I jumped on the testosterone.
Yeah.
Now I don't look in the mirror and I just go, pop, for the test. And then this one on my right wrist, because everything has to be symmetrical for me, is my mum's birthday. So they're very sentimental dates to me.
Yeah, nice.
That's the 30th of the 3rd, 2024, which I got out of there, so fairly recent. And that's 25th of 9th, 1954.
Yeah, nice.
My birthday's the 24th of September. Hers was the 25th, so she always called me. But then she passed 6 days later.
Yeah.
So that week's always been a tough one, but now I embrace it. It's everything. Like my business for PTing is called Change Your Focus. And that says a lot of things. Like if your focus and your energy is in the wrong direction, you can fucking get up to some badass shit, or you can go Johnny Fraser styles and fucking do some badass shit in the fucking cage, you know, as yourself. And but yeah, I believe it's all about changing your direction of energy. You know, like if you've got ADHD, if you got fucking whatever you got, just put it in the right direction, mate, and you're gonna go fucking far in life. You know. And if anyone can take one thing out of this podcast from me today is do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And that's from my mum, Kerry Wilson.
Okay.
So bless her soul.
That's mad.
But yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, mate. That's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fucking. I think that's a pretty good way
Yeah,
to
it's a good
finish it. I
ending
think.
for sure.
Yeah,
Legend,
yeah.
thanks for coming on, man.
No,
Appreciate
thank you.
it.
It's been an honour. Thank you very
story.
much for having us on the show. Shake
Albert.
your hand, my brother.
Okay.
Johnny.
Legend.
Thanks,
buddy.
Brother, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. And guys, get amongst the podcast. They're doing such a great thing here based on the sunny coast. And get ready. Stay tuned for Johnny Fraser's fight, September the 14th in Musgrave, Gold Coast, Southport Sharks. He's going to fucking whack him with a 1-2 uppercut. Let's go, baby.
Hey, before you go, what's anyone can find you on socials and that as well?
Yeah, so my Instagram is Alex Wilson Focus, because fucking change your focus, focus. And or Ink Regret, spelled RAGRETS.
I have to check it because you spelled it wrong.
It gets me sometime. But yeah, much love all around, brother. And yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Cheers,
It's
Albert.
been an honour.
You're a legend.
Thank you.